All right, we'll call the meeting today to order. Jen, will you do roll call, please?
Tom McDonald,
Here.
Len Tucci, Jennifer Finley, Jim Molitor,
Here.
Carol Langford, Terry Pitts, Bing Matt, Ellie Bundy, Martin Charlo, Mike Dolson,
I'm here.
James Steele Senior.
Thank you, Jen. Jennifer Finley is at the State Economic Development meeting in Helena, and Martin, of course, is in DC taking care of business for us. Ellie's doing a presentation this morning, I believe, unless she's on it. So let's start our day out with a prayer. Bing, would you please honor us with the prayer?
School student. We thank you, Creator, for your blessing. We thank you for the moisture that you brought for our crop, for our berries that we'll pick in the summertime, and for the orchards that will grow the cherries and apples. We thank you, Father, for watching over our men and women in the armed services, our veterans, people in the police department, and emergency staff that's on the ambulance and everything. We thank you for watching over them. We thank you for watching over our elders, our children, our grandchildren. And I thank you for this blessed day, Father, for my son is celebrating his 50th birthday today. And I thank you for giving this council direction today for the decisions that they're going to make. And we thank you in your name. Amen.
I'm not Bing. Okay, we have some minutes to look at. Ellie, you're on? Okay, good. Good morning, Ellie.
Good morning.
Let's look at the minutes from the 12th first. 4/12 or 4/11. We'll start up.
It hasn't started up for 3 meetings now, so it appears that I'm not even in a meeting. I don't know what to do. It's just
There's
so
power.
It's all on, it just won't. There. Is that all you needed to do? Jeez.
Operator error.
Always, when it comes to me.
Welcome to my world.
All she did is put the screen up and it.
Oh yeah, I could forget how to run the camera when I was zooming. That was broken. The camera was off all the time.
All right, motion to approve the April 11 minutes with corrections.
Motion by Len to approve the April 11th Tribal Council minutes with any corrections.
Second.
Second by Ellie. Any further discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. 7-4, 1 abstention, Bing. Now we'll move to the next set for the 20th, I believe. Motion by Jimmy to approve the April 20th tribal council minutes with any corrections. Second by Bing. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Terry.
Where Jimmy on page 2 of 4 mentioned his statement there at the Medicine Tree, I would like to have my name added as I was there as well.
Thank you, Terry. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, show of hands. Seven, 4, 1 abstention. Mike? All right, we'll move on to today's agenda. And we have a couple of, one walk-in? Two walk-ins, okay. We got 2 Mr. Blacks. Okay.
We'll go with Mr. Black.
We'll go with Mr. Black.
We'll go with
Only 2.
Leroy first.
Well, any other items for the agenda? I got just a couple of updates I can do anytime today, but I first wanted to announce that there's a muscle walk tomorrow morning at Polson for the youth, starting at 9:30, and of course the employees, assistant administrative support, employee gathering tomorrow, of course at Quatucknick also. Any other items to add to the agenda? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve today's agenda. Motion by Bing, second by Mike. All those in favor? Unanimous? All right, let's go ahead and do Leroy. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Councilman. I'm here this morning to ask for clarification and a motion from yesterday's meeting, the chairman's meeting, on what we discussed.
Thank you, Leroy. What we'd like to do is just, and our discussion was to generate information, response within 2 months. I think it was 60 days. And is that correct?
Yeah, I believe 60 days.
60 days. And then also that all tribal departments will participate in the assessment for the for their buildings. We can do a pretty good security assessment, and then that's part of the planning documents that staff will put together. So a little clarity on what we were talking about yesterday. Yes, please.
I'd make a motion to have all of the tribal departments participate in the security threat assessment and have it completed within 60 days.
Sounds good. Is there seconded by Mike? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Ellie?
I'm going to abstain, Mr. Chair. I wasn't there for the conversation.
Okay, sounds good, Ellie. 741 abstention, Ellie? Thanks, Leroy.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Again,
good day.
thanks for your good work. Joshua, come on up. Oh, Josiah, excuse me. Dang it. I think we probably need to go in executive session.
If you guys would like.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we are ahead of schedule. We're working on it, Lynn. Other than that 3 o'clock thing.
You guys want a quick break, or you want me to start getting everybody in here early?
Line them up. I'm still on a diet, so I can't use like good snacks that Jim's got out there. Yeah, I had a hard time understanding Mr. Black, and I thought, the programs wouldn't allow that to happen. I thought they deduct the they're, the way they do that, that would actually be impossible to have that happen. They are, yeah.
Is that it's if there has been a precedent set by them paying others, then they need to figure out why this is why it's wrong. Right?
Oh,
It's costing us money, our dividends.
it's a harm to that. If you value your employees, you know, he wasn't planning for having to pay a penalty. He was under the impression with his listing of dependents that he was probably going to be fairly even, maybe even get a rebate. And then his only negligence on his part was not tracking his pay stub and looking at that. All right. That's Quex, Ruth.
Catch open. So, council, today I'm here to present modification 11 to the FY 23 total allocation. So on page 2 of your packet, we are having to do an increase slightly to Charcusta total budget. When their budget was done for this fiscal year, it omitted one of their employees. So I needed to do that increase, did a reduction on the dedicated trust side to make that up. Then we have some increased awards primarily in contracts and grants, and then a increase in the BIA compact for the 477 program. So the total increase is just under $8 million. And you see on the table there in the column for the total increase, decrease in the compacts, contracts, and grants is where all of that is arising in the mandatory. And then on page 4, you see in the column for general fund and dedicated trust how we do that swap and end up with a net increase of 4,000 to increase Charcusta. Total allocations then increased to 296,123,105.
Any questions for Ruth? Motion by Mike to approve the resolution approving modification 11 to fiscal year 2023 total budget allocations.
You take
Is that a
all
second?
the time you need, council.
Second by Len. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, show of hands. Let's see. 6-4. One abstention. Carol? Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you.
Linda. Good to see you.
Good morning.
You know, I'm blaming all the traffic delays on you.
To move this? Okay. All right. So this morning, I'm here to ask for council approval for a project-specific agreement with the Montana Department of Transportation for a project that they're calling the WS3 Johnson Wetland Mitigation. And so there was a PSA that was originally approved back in October 2018 by the previous person before me, but because the project was delayed, we're doing another project-specific agreement because if it's not awarded, the project, if the contract doesn't get awarded, we require them to do a new PSA. So, and it was delayed because of some agreements that needed to be signed by the Army Corps of Engineers. And MDT is expecting that those will be getting signed. And so we're back again to ask for approval for this project. I don't have a map, but it says that it's located approximately 2 miles south of St. Ignatius, and it's an MDT-owned property called the Johnson property. And they are planning a letting date of late 2023 with construction to occur in 2024.
Any questions from council? It was already approved before.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't get a chance to find the original one, but I don't think anything's changed. It's just that it wasn't awarded, so we do require them to do another one if they don't award the project.
Motion by Len to approve the project-specific agreement referred to as WS3 Johnson Wetland Mitigation. Second by Jimmy. Any further discussion? See none, all those in favor, show of hands. Unanimous?
All right, thank you. I just need your signature on here, so I'll come up and get your signature.
Sure
Tom.
thing. Got it. Thank you, Melinda.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next up. Dana,
Good morning.
good morning.
Here for approval of a resolution to support the application for the USDA local food producers. I don't remember what the agreement, non-competitive grant funding. This is a $400,000 grant that we are applying for. We are also a partner with this grant as well with Jan Tusick and the Mission West Co-op, I think is the title of their program. So we are already receiving foods from that grant, and we'll be doing some food distributions, and this will add even more availability to work with our programs.
Any questions for Dana? Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a grant from Mission West?
No, this is a USDA grant. We already are partnering with
So we're
the other program, and they already have the grant. This is the travel side. This is the travel side of that USDA grant.
And so that you said the grant was for 400,000. Is that broken into shares then, and we have a certain share?
It's gonna go to all of our participants. We get to share theirs, and then ours is going to go for our programming.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd make the motion to support the resolution.
Motion by Ellie to approve the resolution to support USDA non-competitive grant funding. Second by Bing. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Enrollment, you're up, just like that. Whipping through them. We're cooking, we're rolling.
Good morning, Chairman, Council.
Good morning, Chastity and Lawrence.
Morning. First,
He wanted to go over something briefly with council.
I need a little, internal, item, taken up because I overlooked it when I brought it to the council a few months back. And I'm glad that our department head caught it because it had to be by resolution, not by council action. And that's the burial fund, where we took action, a few months ago, to not distribute the funding back to the tribal members, but we were going to reimburse back into our burial fund. And then the council took action to go back to the original process of distribution of all the remaining funds to the tribal membership. Well, that has to be by resolution because we changed the policy or the burial to go back into the burial fund. And then we changed it back to the original where we would do the distribution to the beneficiary. And so I need council action to go back to the old resolution of distribution to the tribal membership as a beneficiary. Pardon? I got it right here.
I want to see it.
It's just something that Patty, our department head, caught it, and we've been doing it this way, but she informed me that because it was council action to change it, we needed council action to revert back to the old way.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, that's absolutely right. There's a process and I'm glad she caught it. But I want to make sure I read the resolution before. So.
As you see on the resolution, it'll be A subsection 1, subsection B, the remaining funds that'll be reverted back to the
personnel representative. Yeah, when we brought it to the council, we were trying to define what was going to be an allowable burial cost and what was not going to be a burial allowable cost. And so the council then decided, I will just revert back to the old way of distribution of those remaining funds to a beneficiary.
But Carol?
I would just suggest in the future, any kind of change like this should be reviewed by council before it comes in. Because I think it caught us all off guard, tell you the truth, and then we told Rick about it and he's like, well, I wasn't aware of that. So I think we just need to know, because we probably would have corrected at that time that, you know, that's what we didn't want to see, is that taken away from our membership. So I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve the resolution as it reads.
Motion by Carol to approve the resolution revising the tribal burial and cremation benefits policy.
Should I make one more caveat? I'm wondering if there was any tribal families that had buried and the money did revert back. Was that paid out, or will that be paid out after this? Or do we need to include that as a part of the action? You understand what I mean?
You want to make this a retroactive policy?
Well, that wouldn't have been too many people, correct?
It's not that many people, but you know what I and Irma was looking at is just since they fell under the previous resolution, that would be non-reimbursable. But since we have the council action, then the reimbursable would start. But it all depends on the council. They could make it retroactive to include those people that were not included in the new distribution process.
Maybe that needs to be a separate action. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? I mean, we weren't aware. I mean, at least I wasn't aware that this was going to be taken from the people and not distributed in full, whatever was left over. Until we realized that, we didn't know. But I thought it was all going to the membership. So what do you want to do? Do you want to pay out the retroactive that wasn't paid to the individuals, that the 6,000 didn't go to them and their families in full? I mean, they could have used it on the burial, but if there was any left, it should have went to the families. But I don't even know how much we're talking about, Lawrence.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Irma to see it because we never really looked at the backlog of those individuals. So, you know, if you want me to include it, then I and Irma can go back and look at the backlog. But it wasn't that long because the new resolution put us in a predicament that we didn't know which was going to be allowable and which was not going to be allowable. And that's why the council reverted back to the old way.
We reverted back because we didn't even know that you changed it like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, members of the council, I want to suggest that let's put this on the 5-day rule before we take an action on it and get that information.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I and Irma can make a report on exactly how many would be affected.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If we're doing that, can you fix the grammar in Part B? Any remaining funds after all burial or cremation and or other related expenses have been paid shouldn't have a period after it. if there are any remaining funds after, those remaining funds should be paid to the listed personal representative. That first part of that B is not a sentence. Just fix that when it comes back in.
Consensus? So we're withdrawing your motion, put it on the 5-day rule, bring it back next week. Okay. All right. See you again next week.
Yes, I'm gonna grab them really quick. Oh. Oh. There we go. Use that mouse. Okay, thank you. So here is a quick resolution we had reviewed in our Monday council enrollment committee meeting. We'll start off with the DNA approval results for 9678 to increase blood quantum, and it will enroll one minor.
Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, I thought we used to include the names in these resolutions. Is that,
No, we try to stick with numbers.
Especially when it involves children.
okay, yeah, I don't know, it just kind of, I think at times feels like there's suspicion, like, okay, who's getting a blood degree? No, is it Carol on the council or something like
If
that?
you move to the spreadsheet that I created,
Yeah, I see that, but
Mhm.
now I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about people that are reading this on the outside.
yeah, no. Okay.
After thorough due diligence on our part and the enrollment office, Len Tutti makes the motion to approve resolution establishing the approval of the DNA results for 23 UO 09678 to increase blood quantum using the biological father's blood quantum.
Thank you.
I had a hard time reading that.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
there's a couple whereases that are misspelled. Is that the correction Mike already made? Sorry. There's an E missing in the first three whereas.
I see it. Thank you.
Like Kootenai slang.
There you go. Lawrence slang on that. Great. Is there a second? A second, yes. We had went through on, Hold it.
We gotta finish passing it.
oh.
Second.
Second by Mike to approve the resolution with corrections. Any further discussion? See none, all in favor? Unanimous? Okay.
Thank you.
Easier to hurry. Now you can do the second.
Okay, now we can move on to the second. And once again, it was reviewed in our enrollment council committee meeting. It is a relinquishment for Miss Birdsville. She would like to relinquish her rights and enroll with Mandan, Hadassah, and Arikara? Arikara.
Re-affiliate. Or vertical.
Motion by Carol to approve the resolution to the relinquishment of Kia Marie Birdsville from CSKT enrollment, second by Len. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
the same whereas corrections on this one as well. And then do we need to notify other departments when relinquishments happen? Tribal credit, for example.
As part of the due diligence to make sure there wasn't any outstanding obligations for this individual before we made this action.
Title credit, housing, and all of them are notified that they're
Yep.
gonna be.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. All right, thank you. We've still got time. We're squeezing Greg back in. Good morning, Greg.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I do have a litigants meeting, so I'll be gone for about an hour.
We still have Ellie. Yeah, Ellie's back. Yep.
Request an executive.
Okay, we'll move into executive. Okay. Hey, Chad, come on up. We're ready. Sorry we're making you wait, by golly. Well, great, great. Good afternoon, Chad. Welcome.
I greatly appreciate, Mr. Chairman, members of council, I greatly appreciate you making the time to meet with SNK. And this week, we've had several visitors. In the audience, we have multiple people from SNK Technologies, including our two folks from our contract staff, Dave Hinks and Lloyd Blackman. They've been with SNK for several years, and they take care of all of the contract stuff for the company. As well as there's a group of folks from DCMA. I'll let them go into it just for a quick second, but pretty much monitors and manages how we work on contracts, how contracts go, the quality part with, there's only a slight joke, we got several quality people in the audience. And all the way through what our invoicing, how we bill, and our ability to acceptance on how our contracts work. That's clearly through the Department of Defense. I should clarify that it's not through some of those other agencies, but through the Department of Defense. But it's a big thing, and I wanted to show them the council chamber and introduce them to tribal council. And I greatly appreciate your time in allowing such.
Sounds great. Welcome, gentlemen. You know, it's really important for us to our corporations, and particularly the work that SNK Technologies does, is so important for us. You know, our corporations, we demand the highest standard for our companies. They're here for the long run. They're here to provide meaningful revenue for us to support our government. We don't have a tax base, and so our corporations are our revenue stream to provide government services for our people, and it's real critical. But we have the highest standards, and you know, our companies are all here for the long term, as long as possible, and they're part of our community. They mean a lot to our workforce. We count on them for workforce development, important careers for our people, and to be part of our community. So they're giving and being part of the community is real critical. The scholarships they offer are critical. So they're just an important part of our government structure. So we hold the highest standard for the board that is extension of us as the tribal council over these companies and all the staff. So we appreciate your due diligence for being here and keeping sure that we're a qualified company for governmental contracting for military. So thank you. Absolutely. Okay.
Hello, I'm Jason Summerfield. I'm one of the DCMA Quality Assurance representatives that primarily works at SK Electronics from time to time. And, you know, one of the first things that my predecessor told me when I was training in there was that this is one of the good contractors, that you don't want to lose them. You want to keep them and not let anybody take them from you. And I've had nothing but great experiences with them. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate the work that you guys are doing to support them and support our warfighters.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
I'm James Geyer. I'm the quality technical lead for the state of Montana. I pretty much covered most of your other S&K technology umbrella, to include aerospace. I've been dealing with S&K now for 10 years, I guess. The three of us are in Missoula, Montana, so we're here in Montana with you guys. This is the first chance we've ever got to meet you, obviously. It's a great pleasure and honor. You guys do fabulous work. The people that you have hired that work with us, we work great together. I look for many more years in that type of atmosphere. So thank you for what you all do, and you guys have some great company.
Thank you. Good to meet you. Oh, sure. Sure you didn't. Okay.
But I'm with the quality team too. My name is Nick Arnold. I'm pretty new to the area, but I appreciate you guys too.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
Director of Contracts and Compliance. I worked with S&K since 2017, retired Air Force, been a great company. Portfolio is about 80 prime contracts, lots required on the contracts, and I've got a 6-person team that helps do that. I work for Josh Mack. Thank you.
David Hinks, S&K Technologies, the Senior Contracts Manager. I first met S&K Technologies back in the year 2000. Greg Dumontier and I, in fact, traveled over to Saudi Arabia right after S&K Technologies won that very large and very important contract. So it's quite an honor to now be here as an S&K employee. Thank you.
I'm skipping Troy.
Yeah,
If this is Troy.
I don't know who that guy is.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Raish-Becky. I'm an administrative contracting officer, so I administer the contracts, all of the S&K and for all the S&K entities. The PCO awards the contract, and then they kind of hand it over to Christian and I, the contracting team, and so we make sure, you know, everything's going along correctly. If they have invoicing problems or have questions or something, we help them. So I've been with DCMA for 20 years, and just thought we'd come up and meet the contractor and see what kind of work they're doing. So it's been a nice visit. Thank you.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Christian Groschel, Warranted Contract Administrator. Been with DCMA for about 3.5 years, and thank you for having us.
Good to meet you.
Here, how's that back?
I'm Jim. Well, again, we have the highest standard, and in everything we do, we believe that if it's to be done, it should be done very well and to the best of our ability, or don't do it at all. But we're very proud of our companies here and our board that we've charged with overseeing the technologies suite, and really look forward to a long relationship as you've already had with us. We really look forward to that. It's very important for us. Well, thank you for your due diligence and your work, and good to meet you all. Any other comments from council? No? Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. No problem. No. Wish I had some cool gift to give you, but
Chad, do they have any questions of us? I mean, it's good to see the faces behind the, all the work that gets
So,
done. And
just over there on the pictures on the board were all the tribal council members. I think Kevin's on our board here, but he's also a former councilman. Troy is a former councilman on the working for the companies. But our tribe was the very first tribe to reorganize under the Indian Reorganization Act, and the very first tribe in the country to adopt an IRA constitution. And so we're pretty proud of that and how we've moved through time and advanced our government and the complexity of our government. But to be able to provide the services and the scope of work that we do without a tax base is incredible. And to think how important the work that technologies does for us and the security of our country can't be overstated. So really appreciate everybody.
Can we use a mic because our recorder needs to? And then we have a council member online too.
Well, that's my bad. We do have one zooming in, so they may not hear you.
So I'm gonna redo this here, the whole speech. So on behalf of DCMA, I wanna thank everybody here, the council, Chad and his team, for all the efforts they put out to make this visit educational, informational, and very pleasant. So thank you to all, our heartfelt thank you. And I look forward to working with you guys for quite some time.
Thank you.
Normally when we have an audience, the first question that'll come up is, how much do you guys make? Usually it's kids though. It's grade school kids.
In the center of here, and so it's a different look.
Thank you, Chad. Thanks everybody for coming by. We appreciate it. Come by again. That's the important thing. Jen, did we have anything else?
No, I just wanted to ask
Kevin.
everybody who's doing travel, but after you guys take pictures.
You're not going to St. Paul? You're doing the thing tonight though, right? Yep. No, we're done. You can loiter. Sure. Loiter around.
Okay, so I just have a couple questions on self-governance on June 26th to 29th. Are you going, Mike? Okay. And I have Jim, Jen, Two Teeth going to Fort Hall on 5/9 to 5/12. But then I had Martin and Two Teeth going to AT&I at Coeur d'Alene on May 7th through 11th, so you're not going to, okay.
Martin's going, right? Okay, we gotta have somebody then.
Is that just, okay. And then Health Committee, they wanted to know if you guys wanted to meet 5:15 or 5:22. Like at 1 o'clock, like you guys were doing it after the chairman's meeting.
15 works. Sooner the better.
Huh?
Sooner the better.
Okay, I'll put it down for 5:15.
Okay.
Oh, and then was you guys gonna, anybody wanna get on that run, hide, fight? That class that we took, it's a 1-day class.
No, I've already been through that stuff.
We'll wait till our people become the teachers then, and then we'll have them do the example class in here to use you guys as a training. Okay.
I'm gonna do the muscle walk in the morning, do a speech there, and then I can do the, admin thing at 12:30-ish, whatever. They're all day. They're doing trainings and then, they have a full schedule for the whole day.
I'll send you guys the agenda. Okay.
Well, if you wanna say something at noon, then I would actually go to a track meet. I do the muscle walk in the morning and then head to Whitefish. Hey, do you hear that, Jen?
What's that?
Len's gonna cover me for 12:30 or 1.
Okay.
So then I can go watch my granddaughter win the 100-meter, 200-meter,
Okay.
the mile or
So
whatever.
we just have Two Teeth. Nobody else wants to go to that tomorrow? No. Oh, Two Teeth will go by himself. You got it, Two Teeth.
I'll do the muscle walk. I gotta do a speech that at 9:30, and then I'm gonna head up to Whitefish then. Okay, thank you, Jim. We will adjourn.